Hello out there in YouTube land. Recently on the Captain Cummings channel, his better half, known as Dr. Rockstar's mom, had a little contest to give away some cookie dough for the holidays, and you had to make a comment, and my comment won. So with me coming up on my 1 year, I guess, anniversary as of December 19th of December, I'm making YouTube videos, Kirby knife. It sort of got me thinking. And on top of that, the community we have on here, a lot of people have been, I know a few people who are, so going to take a break, maybe quit, and it's more than one, it's more than two. Decided that, for reasons, they're maybe getting tired of making YouTube scenes or videos, getting tired of the scene, they're maybe needing a break, they got a lot of things going on in their life, understandable. But with this being the holiday season, I think maybe it's time for a video of reflection about exactly what we're doing on here. This is awesome. We're very excited about this. Thank you guys. Chocolate peanut butter cookies. And I guarantee that not only will people around here be eating them, but Santa will have a few left for himself. Okay, so I think I just wanted to share a few comments, a bit of reflection here of what we've had going on. When I started making these YouTube videos, it honestly, you can go back and look, I say it plain as day, is that I had, over 20 boxes of comics, and it was getting really hard to keep them organized, so I was just going to make a set of videos to look back on and see what was in, the boxes as I labeled them, box 1, box 2, and I know what was in there. I could go back and look at these and not have them on my computer. And people like That One Strawberry, Captain Strangelife, and Quonston Bromstar, Dakin Howlett, and many more. All of a sudden I found there's this whole community on here of comic book collectors. And, I, really kind of was hesitant at first and was like, wow, didn't really know what to do. And I admit some of my videos have been god-awful, but I've enjoyed them. And the support on here has been awesome and great, and the feedback. So what I kind of want to get at here is it has really enlightened my life. We have the real world going on out there, and I can honestly say this has been one of the hardest years I've had, and got reached out to over the summer. People you just make videos for. And when you catch on that some of these people are having some hardships on their life, it's kind of wild because of comic books. That is a hobby. It is not the earth and the sun. The earth does not revolve around comics like the sun for us. Complete strangers have showed this warmth is because of comics. So why do we collect comics? Well, how did all this happen? And let's look at what's going on here. Most comic book collectors are 30s, olive 50s and older, and a majority, very small amount, are younger. And for people who are my generation and of my age, and specifically talking about for myself, is I think we grew up in a really lucky time. Comics hadn't been around. Bookshops were around. We didn't have the internet. We had magazines. We had friends. We had books like Comic Scene. We went to Wizard and everything. So you didn't really catch on to the hardships of the comic book company. You didn't really catch on till much later how close they were to pretty much went out of business several times. 70s, 90s, early 2000s, and what's going on now. So that's the comic book side of it. Now we're going to go to the more personal side of it, of what's going on. Why do we collect comics? A lot of people makes them feel like kids. It's nostalgia. To me, I'm sure I've run across that feeling of nostalgia, but it's 1979. I'm 6 years old. I'm in a car full of young adults. Might as well be on that 70s show, and I had just bought a comic at Raven Drugstore. It's 1983. My grandfather had just passed away, and I just had to get away, and I walk across the street, and I find Legion of Superheroes 300, a very nice old lady who runs a little malt shop, and I got a little bit of comfort. I am 12 years old. It's Halloween night. I had to get Crisis on the Amherst number 11. I'm sitting in McDonald's with a girl who's a neighbor who went out with us for Halloween, and my mom is getting on to me because I'm ignoring this girl who has a huge crush on me. And I put my foot in my mouth saying, I don't care, I gotta read what happened here. Okay, I am 13. I joined the wrestling team and was loving it, and was walking, I think maybe 4 or 5 miles home after school to stay on the wrestling team. And I go home after stopping by and buying a few comics, and that was one of them. And I come to find out my stepdad says I have to quit because it's interfering with his naps and taking care of my little sister. It's 1991. I'm getting close to graduating. I just found out who my real dad is. It's 1998. I bought this comic around the same time my son was born. And as you can see all around me here, I can actually go through this stuff and probably 90% of it tell you what was going on in my life as I bought it. And I specifically mentioned a few rough things and a few things where I was an ass and things like that, because these are morality stories. These are more than just comics. This is storytelling. When we were cavemen, you know, we told stories around the fire. We drew pictures on caves in France. And to me, this is a art form of, you know, of the 20th century. And what we're doing here on YouTube, besides getting personal and meeting people of like interest and kind of being involved in their lives in an indirect way, is, you know, we're chronicling something very important. Oh, we don't even know we do it. YouTube, the internet, you know, we don't know the future, but this could be, you know, forever as of right now. Or, you know, at least maybe after we're gone. And people can go back and look at this stuff. I specifically toned down a few of my videos, not that they were bad or anything, because I started getting personal message from kids that are watching this. They're seeing what we had when we were growing up. Comics were here before us. We came in the middle, and we were able to read these editors' notes and realize there was comics out here. We started learning about these creators. We started learning about the drama behind it. We started getting these great stories where we can actually see comics evolving for good and bad. We're amateur historians. We're documenting a hobby that started out as something you were embarrassed to be working in, and now they are taking some of these books and they're teaching them as literature and having you study them in colleges like Princeton, you know. So these comics in general were morality stories. I got some of my morals from them. It kept giving me an optimism that things, you know, get better. And that's you know, really too heavy, you know what I'm getting at. In the end, they are still just paper with stories on them, but it's the messages and the ethics and the morals that are involved in them. The choices these characters go through, the drama. It's not reality, but it shows you that things continue. There is a future even with these stories. They teach you choices. And one of the reasons I think we have such a great community on here is by reading this stuff, it kind of implants a seed of goodness that was probably there to begin with, but it definitely nurtured it. Superman comics. I've actually seen famous people on TV that I say that, you know, one of the reasons they did the right thing in school is because of Superman. So, yeah, try explaining a comic book plot to someone who's never read comics out loud, and it comes off really silly and trite. But when you read it, you get into the introspective of it, and you see how they tell the story from panel to panel with the artist and the writer, and how that message is delivered. We are thousands of people reading a medium separately and at different times and sharing the same experience. So that's kind of what I think connects us in a way. So after you get away from, you know, the comics and that concept and things that have been talked about way before, better than I'm doing right here, you know, we come back around to YouTube. And I think this is probably a way of saying that we are giving back to a hobby that has given us a lot of joy and enriched our lives, and we continue to do it today, not just for nostalgic purposes. You know, it is an addiction. Yeah. Would I tell somebody to start collecting the comics? I'd give them a warning: once you get hooked, watch your money. You know, because it's that easy. So what we're doing here on YouTube, actually, in an odd way, is important. We are giving back. You can just take for so long, and we're giving back. We're keeping this alive. You know, to a certain extent, because our videos with our comics being thrown out there could be somebody's first video, and they're going to be looking at a comic they never heard of. Are we saving the industry or anything like that? No, it's not that big, but we are giving to people an idea to where it can lead them on another path in life also, in an enriching way. We're not changing lives. We're just helping plant a seed that, you know, they can learn some, you know, read a good morality tale. So the people who are here on YouTube that are going through some hard times, or, you know, it kills me that I can't just walk down and, you know, take you out for a beer and let you just unload. You know, I can't, you know, we message each other back and forth. A lot of people message back even more. We're talking, I'm here in Virginia, and we got people in Canada and Australia and, you know, Great Britain. And in the States, it's coast to coast, north, south, east, and west. So whenever you kind of get down a little bit, you know, you got people you can message here. If you are starting to feel like, you know, you're getting tired of making the videos and it seems like a waste of time, or you got more important things going on, maybe it is, but at the same time, just remember it's not just a video, and it's not just strangers watching the video. It's kept me going a little bit. And take a break, refresh the batteries, but just kind of remember, you know, you got people who are going to be wondering where you are and worrying just a little bit. So, you know, I just wanted to get that out there and take away with it what you want. But, you know, the things that I've reflected on, people who I have really maybe never even talked to or anything, or watched their videos, I'm waiting on the day that Constant Bromstar drives a car, you know, and I got a feeling the first time he does, he's going to hit a Sasquatch and going to be taken to the woods, and he's going to join the people. I've watched Steak and Hollette, you know, turn into a chick and come back to us. And I've watched Ghost Critic. Oh my God, his evolution of buying comics is just, his palette is just expanded. His enthusiasm has grown. You know, Captain Strangelove, you know, we've seen him drunk, we've seen him sober, yeah, we've seen him smoke cigars, and we've seen him eat beef jerky. Great stuff. So, you know, and all the ones that I haven't talked about, we've had people, new people coming in like Captain Cummings, and young people like, you know, Comic News, and I can name people. So basically, after almost a year of being here on YouTube, you know, I want to thank you guys. Older guys and newer guys, and it's been great, you know. Nice little break from reality, nice little jolt to the system for comics. You guys got me motivated to take care of my comics a little bit better and get them out there. And, you know, so thanks a lot, and keep making the videos.